For us, we started out early this morning in the office, back to work for the people of Wisconsin. Nice ceremony and activities yesterday, but the important work really begins today, as we did yesterday afternoon, in calling the special session on jobs, as well as giving the Attorney General the legal right to join in a federal lawsuit challenging the federal mandate on health care. But really our focus yesterday, as it will be today and every day in the office, will be on jobs, the economy, preparing for our next state budget. I started out earlier in the morning meeting with the Senate Democrat caucus. I had the opportunity to meet with the other three caucuses shortly after the election, and because of some of their challenges in terms of leadership changes, they had asked me to wait for the next caucus. That was today. Had a great meeting, great gathering with them. Many of the members of the current Senate Democrat caucus are people I've worked with in the past, either served with them when I was in the Assembly, they were in the Senate. Many of them, including Senator Miller, are people who served with me in the Assembly. So looking for a good working relationship with that caucus as well as the other three. Then met with Speaker Fitzgerald, Senate Majority Leader Fitzgerald, talked about the special session and some items as we prepare for the state budget. Met a little bit later with Representative Barca and Senator Miller, talking about some of the same things, and had some good feedback from the two of them about some suggestions for things they'd like to see in the special session on jobs. We're working on that in the coming days, and hopefully we can work together on that. We'd love to have, not on all the bills, at least on the majority of the bills, some good bipartisan votes. And then had a chance in this conference room to meet with the overwhelming number of new members in both the State Assembly and the State Senate. I told them, I reminded Senator Lazick, who introduced me, I used to carpool with and occasionally ride Harleys with, that they all had the advantage that I didn't have. I never had an orientation. I was elected in June of 1993, and days later I took office, and we were in the midst of the budget debate and the discussion at that time in the old Assembly chambers over at Martin Luther King. Temporary headquarters there, so never had that chance. So I gave them a little bit of what wisdom I had as far as being a new member, and then working with us. And then later today, in just a few minutes, I'll be meeting with our cabinet, and for our first meeting of the cabinet, an outstanding cabinet. And then at the end of the day, we'll be going back to our budget briefing. So that's a little bit of what we're up to. Certainly for us, the most important part we want to talk about today is our special session on jobs, taking even more steps to move that forward. We've got a series of bill drafts that are being circulated, which we released to lawmakers and now to the public. There'll be more to come along with that, 5 specific areas. Excuse me. One is in the area of lawsuit reform, tort reform. You know, in the past, the Wall Street Journal once called us the Alabama of the North. We want to change that perception. We want to send a very clear message that employers should feel welcome to expanding and coming to Wisconsin. In doing so, we have a series of reforms when it comes to lawsuit abuse and litigation reform. Simple things like protecting businesses on Main Street. If you're at Ben Franklin, where I grew up down in Belleville, and you've got you're selling products, that local mom and pop business shouldn't be held liable for a manufacturer, maybe from out of state, that sent them prepackaged products to sell. If there was liability and someone was an error, the manufacturer should be the one that was responsible for that, not the Main Street business. We've got a series of other reforms that are included in that package that, again, will still protect consumers in the state, but do so in a way that doesn't allow us to send a poor message when it comes to jobs and the economy. Excuse me. The couple of other things in addition to our lawsuit reform, we're moving forward on our changes when it comes to health savings accounts, making them more affordable here in the state of Wisconsin. We also have a series of tax credits. The relocation tax credit we talked about is an incentive for businesses that aren't currently doing business in the state of Wisconsin to be drawn into Wisconsin, one of our marketing tools as we seek to bring new businesses into the state, in addition to helping attract new businesses as well as help other existing businesses expand here. We're increasing the size of the economic development tax credit from $75 to $100 million. Again, one more tool for our new department, or for the Department of Commerce and the new Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to have one more tool in their tool chest to both retain grow and attract jobs here in the state of Wisconsin. And then finally, something that really ties into something I said yesterday very clearly, and that is, as I look ahead to the next budget, I've made it clear to this legislature and to the public that I don't see tax increases as an option. And I don't see that just for some philosophical or political reason, but mainly because I think it would be devastating to our economic recovery if we saw a push from anyone here in the state capital to increase tax. And so, as part of the special call to make that message even clearer to the public, that it's not just coming from me, but coming from the members of the State Assembly and the State Senate. We have legislation that would require a supermajority for a tax increase that would go before the Assembly and the Senate, and I believe would send a clear message to job creators that tax increases are off the table.